Hey everybody, welcome to Moment of Clarity. On this episode, I bring you the story of the Wet'suwet'en people. Basically, it seems like the Standing Rock of Canada. It's happening there now. I don't know whether they like that analogy or not, but I think it's a useful way for Americans to understand what is going on there right now. The other day, February 6th at 4:30 a.m., the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, whoa, what a high and mighty name you have there. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police went into Wet'suwet'en land, unceded territory, and arrested 6 unarmed people. The cops, the mounted cops, came in with dogs and militarized gear in order to facilitate the construction of Transcanada's coastal gas link pipeline. As you recall, with Standing Rock, also dogs were brought in by mercenary troops. I believe they were called Tiger Swan or some other stupid ass name where you have like a bird and a bear and something. I don't know why. Why is it all the ex-military horrific human beings with guns are like, I'm turtle dogs. We're the flamenco raptors. When the dogs were brought into Standing Rock, Amy Goodman from Democracy Now! Happened to be there at that moment. She'd gone to interview those people, and she got it all on tape. Take a look.
We're not doing anything. Why are you letting her dog go after the protesters? It's covered in blood.
You brought the dog on me. No, you did it on purpose, man. Over there with that dog. I was like walking, throw the dog on me straight, even without any warning, you know? Yeah, the dog did it, you know? Look at this. Yeah.
So now this is being done in Canada, yet again, going after Indigenous people, yet again, in order to allow a pipeline, yet again, in order to destroy our land, destroy our water, destroy, and by our, I mean the people of the world, all right? It doesn't matter whether you're the CEO of a pipeline or the worker at a store, or you're tending to the land or you're not. You're still destroying the water and the land and the air. So this involves all of us. Do you think pollution cares about borders? Do you think turning our water toxic, it matters whether it happens in Canada or it happens in the U.S.? It all trickles down. We're all downstream from the shitstorm. As with the Standing Rock Sioux, the Indigenous are the front lines of this fight. They are there, they're on the land, and the governments, the oil companies, they realized the easiest people to abuse and to tear through their land is the Indigenous, because we've never respected their rights. We've never given a shit about them. They don't have much political power in our little government. So therefore, easiest people to tear through their land and abuse. Supporters of the Wet'suwet'en have blocked a highway and a port in British Columbia, also a train track in Ontario. So there's solidarity shown around Canada. The protest camp began in December 2018 after the Supreme Court in British Columbia decided to allow the authorities to tear through that land. They allowed the mounted police to cut a path through the Wet'suwet'en access point. That was despite the fact that the Supreme Court in Canada back in 1997 had already ruled that the Wet'suwet'en had not ceded that 22,000 square kilometers of land. And the Canadian government, along with Transcanada, which aren't they one and the same, have continued to try and put in this pipeline in order to facilitate our extinction, to facilitate the death of the human race. I mean, that's what it is, right? If you put in this infrastructure, what do you think they want to get back when they spend billions of dollars to put in pipelines that go over thousands of kilometers? They want to get their money back. This is a profit game. So they're not going to stop burning fossil fuels next year if they've spent the money to put in these drills or these derricks or these pipelines. They're going to want to get their money back by burning those fossil fuels. So you put in the infrastructure, you burn the fuels, and we're all fucked. Naomi Klein and her book, This Changes Everything, detailed how this fight includes all of us. It starts often with the indigenous on the front lines, but it's all of us. She argues that the indigenous land protectors and water protectors are providing an example, a model to follow for environmentalists on how to block these pipelines. She says indigenous land and treaty rights have proved a major barrier for the extractive industries in many of the key blockadia struggles. Even more critically, many non-natives are also beginning to see that the ways of life that indigenous groups are protecting have a great deal to teach about how to relate to the land in ways that are not purely extractive. So the larger point is, this may seem like a small group of individuals up in a far off place, especially if you're in America and not in Canada. This is, oh, well, who knows what's going on there? It doesn't involve me. It involves all of us. This is all of us. We are the Wet'suwet'en. We are the Standing Rock Sioux. We are those that are getting crushed by the fossil fuels industry, by climate change, by the environment collapsing around us. Now is the time to stand up and fight with them. Get more info about how you can help at their website, www.yintaaccess.com, YINTAHACCESS.com. That's your moment of clarity. Please share this video if you see fit and click the subscribe button. I'm coming to Austin and Dallas, Texas, Washington, D.C., and New York City. That's all at leecamp.com. Keep fighting.